If you have ever wondered why your JavaScript code works and then it suddenly doesn't, you know what? Where might be the reason? And in this video, I'm finally explaining let, const, and where, and exactly when to use each. By the end of this video, you will never accidentally use where again. So why this even matters? JavaScript gives us three ways to declare variables, and they are where, let, and const. They all look similar, but they behave very differently, especially in real-world applications and interviews. So let's break this down with scope, hoisting, and reassignment. We'll talk about where, the old and the dangerous one first. And here is a code snippet which has a variable declaration of x equal to 10 inside a if block and a console.log which prints the variable. So what do you think would be the output on the console? The output would be 10 because the where is a function scope and not a block scope. So even though x is inside the if block, it leaks outside. Let's see another problem. We have a console.log which prints a variable a and then a variable declaration a equal to 5 with var. So what do you think this code would behave like? What would be the output of the a? So if you say undefined, I would say you're right because this doesn't throw an error, and that's because var is hoisted and it's initialized as undefined. And this is the reason it leads to bugs that are hard to spot. So what is the takeaway? Var works, but it's unpredictable, and that's why modern JavaScript avoids it. Now let's move on to let. Let is a safe default. Here in this code snippet, we have a variable y equal to 10 declared with let inside a if block, which is always true. And what do you think would be the console.log printed on the output? So if you say it would be 10, no, it would be a reference error because let is a block scope. So if it is inside a curly brace, it stays there. Let's take another example, a scenario where we have a count declared with let and assigned a value of 1 and then reassigned a value to 2. Do you think JavaScript allows it? Yes, it does. So let is hoisted, but not initialized. And that's why assessing it before the declaration throws an error. And there is a concept called temporal dead zone, which is exactly the scenario. We call it as TDZ. So when to use let? Use let only when the value changes, or you are inside loops, conditions, or functions. Now we come back to the third topic, which is the const, and this is a preferred choice by default. So here we have a variable pi with value 3.14 declared with const, and then we try to reassign it with a value 3.5. What do you think would be the behavior? Yes, that would be an error. And the reason is const means the variable cannot be reassigned. But there is a very common confusion here. If you declare a variable with const, it does not allow you to reassign. But what about objects and arrays? So if you see another example, here user is an object with a name Alex, and then in the next line we are trying to reassign the user's name equal to Sam. Do you think JavaScript allows this? Yes, it does. And why is that? Because const protects the reference here and not the value inside. So the objects and the arrays can still be mutated. This is very, very important concept in JavaScript in terms of a const assigned to a variable or const assigned to an object and arrays. So just like let, const is a block scope and safe. So use const only when the variable should not be reassigned, and which is most of the time. So let's do a quick comparison. And here we have this comparison based on the scope, reassignment, and the safety to use. So where is a function scope? It can be reassigned, but it's not safe to use. Let is a block scope. It can be reassigned, and it's safe to use. Const is block scope again. It cannot be reassigned, and it's best to use. So what you should actually use? If you ask me, in modern JavaScript, use const by default and use let only when reassignment is needed, and never use var unless you are maintaining a legacy code. So this is the bottom line. So if this finally made let const and var click, like this video and subscribe to Snackable Code.